What's good, YouTube? This is IQ Domino coming back at y'all with another bang of a video. Now today we're gonna be going over women need to be mad at you. You know, I don't really know this dude. I don't really watch him, but it's a good title. It caught my eye. So we finna get into it, man.
I don't have a lot of time to make this video. I am about to head to a boxing. Last week I went to my father's house. I went to go visit family. And my pops is 70 years old now, right? He's an OG. So we're to the point in our relationship to where he doesn't give a fuck anymore. So we have real, honest, candid conversations. You know, obviously some things that I would never say on camera, but we have real conversations. He explained to me why he chose my stepmother over my mother. He explained to me, certain things around experiences he's had with women and how he moved in his 30s, 20s, etc. And one of the things we spoke about, because I asked him, I said, Dad, you know, what is it like being in a 40-year successful marriage? And one of the things that we spoke about was female manipulation. And he was explaining things, which again, I won't say on camera, but, to summarize, your woman will always try to gain footing on you and control over you. And my father explained to me how he understands his woman, my stepmother, down to the T. He knows how to get the best performance out of her. He knows when she needs a little bit of a rotation. He knows when, to just push some buttons. And he said, even at 70, she's always trying to gain control over me, but she never does because I'm always a few steps ahead of her. And so last night, I was talking to my woman. I was watching the show, and then, like we're talking a little bit, and then she goes, babe, do you want to fight? And I was like, you, you need to fight, don't you? And she was like, well, not today. I was like, that's because we had a light, disagreement on Friday and Saturday. But I really know that you wanted to have that disagreement on Thursday. That's why on Thursday I ignored you. And she laughed. And you tend to realize as you move through life that your woman needs to be mad at you. And I know a lot of guys who watch me, they're in business, they're in real estate, they're leaders, they're execs, managers, etc. And you guys are killers in the boardroom. You're killers at work. You're a leader in your field. But when you get back home to your woman, you don't know how to lead properly. Or some of you try to take the same leadership that you exude in the workspace, that same sternness, and bring it into the home, which is something that you cannot do. And this is something that we actually spoke about this past Saturday on one of my guest speakers in the Brotherhood, Modern Day Renaissance Man. That's going to be the first link down below for those of you that are interested.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real though. What he's saying right now, I'm gonna be real. I just sit back and listen to what he got to say because I'm gonna be real. What he has said so far, me personally, it shouldn't even get this far. It shouldn't get this far. Now, I'm only speaking from my experience. You know what I'm saying? From the OGs that I took my game from, I learned from the OGs that I learned from, and also from my life experience. This shit shouldn't get this far. The way you move, the way you think, the way you interpret things, at the end of the day, a woman can have her opinion about it and she can have whatever. But the fact that she is like the challenge, the constant challenging, it means that she's challenging that motherfucker in so many different ways that he don't even see. Like a woman, it's almost like this. She should have no ground. I'm gonna be 100% real because this is the most uncut. The way he going about it, this is very uncut, and I like it. But a woman shouldn't have no ground. She should have no ground, none. It's to the point where when you wrong, you still, you own up to where you wrong, yeah, but you still carry on as if it never happened, and you shouldn't get no lip, no nothing from it. I'm just being real, like even when you fuck up, it should be that kind of relationship. And I say that because it really is a dictatorship to where everything you want to happen, it's going to happen. And everything she wants to happen, it's cool. It can be thought about, and if it's important, you definitely can give it some time. Or if you want to, or you believe that she has earned it, you can go about it every such a way. But you shouldn't do it because you feel it, because simple fact that she feel like you should. Never. And I like. See, that's why the title is so attracted me, because it was like, yeah, she gonna feel some type of way, but I'm gonna be real. You shouldn't even give a fuck. To a certain extent, you shouldn't even give a fuck. And a lot of women, this is what they do. They're going to say you controlling. They're going to say you are a narcissist. They're going to say a bunch of things because they can't manipulate you. But they definitely always are going to try. All you got to do most of the time is just stand firm on what you stand on things. And keep in mind, that's the reason why she is with you. But this is the reason why she's just always going to have some type of say about it. And it's like you don't 9 times out of 10 you don't really have to pay women no mind. That's why I always tell guys you shouldn't even take women seriously. 9 times out of 10 they're jokes. I'm gonna be honest, they be jokes.
And a lot of you guys confuse bringing that same stern corporate leadership where it's just like your employees or your associates, right, are just expected to just trust you and just listen. Well, when you try to bring that same sternness in the household, it actually causes friction. Yes, your woman has to be mad at you, but you have to know how to do it and how to.
Now I'm gonna say this too. Because I know exactly I feel like I know exactly where he's coming from. I don't know. But the connection to your reasoning has to be made. I'm gonna say this again. The connection to your reasoning has to be made. If she's under your wing, the connection to your reasoning has to be made. She has to see something. The moment she understands that, now she can disagree with it and she can run away, she can be mad at you, it don't matter, because she understands it. She has making a conscious decision to go the way you want to go about it, and she understands what's really going on. This is why I say a lot of times, dudes be like, you don't want to over-explain, but you do want to you do want her to, if she's along for the ride, she need to understand what she's getting into. This is what I say. With a customer, they don't need to know everything. Employees, they don't need to know everything. Somebody who's working for you, they don't need to know everything. They just need to know what they need to do and your intention behind, and even then, they still need to know your intention behind why you're doing what you're doing. And they don't need to know the overall bigger picture. With women, if she's under your wing, you got to let her know the importance of what she's doing. And yes, she don't, I'm going to be real, at the very beginning, that's why I say it's kind of different between what I do. In the very beginning, she don't need to know the bigger picture. She really don't. She just need to know what she's doing and why she's doing it. And that's it. And leave it there. When I say why she's doing it, don't go into explaining the bigger picture. Go into explaining, I need to see you for who you are. I need to understand where you stand on things. Show me where you stand. Show me where you. She say, I love you. Show me. I respect you. I want to be in your life. Show me. You know what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Allow her to step into that, and if she's really that, it's simple.
Evoke that in her and get her best performance. What I mean by this is, for those of you guys that are leaders in business, you're killing it in this aspect of your life, but then you go home and you either try to bring that same sternness, or what oftentimes happens is that you love your woman. And when you love your woman, you start to treat her very nice. Now, this is something that we got to discuss as men. The difference between love and desire. Well, what do you mean, Dudley? You see, desire. Think about whenever you were just fucking multiple women, right? And it's just nasty, spicy, it's passionate, it's erotic. You're smacking her up, choking her, calling her a whore. All the nasty things that perhaps we can't discuss on YouTube, right? I'll try to keep it surface level. But you know what I'm talking about. That fiery side of yourself as a man, right? That barbarian side of yourself as a man, the one that makes you feel alive, right? The one that's pinning her down, all those things. When you start to love your woman, you start to be softer, caress her, right? It's because oftentimes where there's love, that primal desire starts to go down. And so
It's the difference between loving someone and being in love with them. Never be in love with a woman. Love a woman, but don't be in love. What do I mean? You're in a state where you feel so much for a woman, where you're willing to compromise yourself for the sake of that woman. Love her. Allow her to compromise for the sake of you. When you are doing what's right, and that's why I always talk about morality code, get on the Patreon, go into that. But when you are evolving as a man and you're growing as a man and you're becoming a better version of yourself, by you doing it and her compromising for you and her growing, she's basically following your lead, bro. She's literally following your lead. But when you're in love with that woman, you're compromising for her, you're following her lead. And this is where, I'm telling y'all, bro.
You try to love your woman, you don't want to fight. You want things to go easy. You want things to be smooth. You're already fighting the world. You already have all these things on your back. So when your woman does some bullshit out of nowhere, it really stresses you out to where it gets you out of frame because you're thinking, fuck, I'm already having a hard day with business and this client fell through or this.
And this is why you need to really understand your reasoning or why you do what you do. And you have to believe in it. You see, a lot of dudes, they doing it for the sake of trying to get an end result. Nah, you got to do it for the sake of being. When you're a being and you're saying, this is what I have to be for me to have this experience in life, and I'm going to commit to this experience, and this is my embodiment of who I am and what I'm going to get out of this because this is who I have to be. And this is who I enjoy being. This is what feels right for me to be. It's believing. You literally feel like you're doing the right thing. When you're in that state, nothing can shake you. Nothing can break you. But it has to be a lot of mental connections that you have to place in your mind because a lot of times society has programmed us to believe, falling in love, with Disney Channel and all of these things where you compromise constantly for the woman. That's wrong. You shouldn't be doing that. You should be standing and growing as a man and making decisions based off of what you believe, not off what she thinks and what she believes. When you do that, you're compromising for the woman. When you're doing that, you're subconsciously, she's already in control. She's in control of you. And this is what I want y'all to start understanding. Stop compromising for the sake of the woman. Do what's right by yourself, and you will always lead that woman the right way. It's going to get to a point where you don't even got to explain everything. She just knows. Because she trusts you. She has to somewhat blindly trust you. And guess what? This is one thing I always try to get dudes to understand. Men, we have the ability to be primal and conscious. We have the ability to do that. Women only have the ability when you have the ability. Women follow men in a spiritual way, not a mental way. It's a spiritual way, which means the way that she feels literally feels right and it manifests what you're manifesting. She follows that way. But when you're so busy compromising, so focused on what she feels and what she thinks, you have no choice but to fall in love with the woman. But the woman isn't falling in love with you. Allow the woman to fall in love with you because a woman, 100% is primal. I always try to compare it. I always compare it with a dog with a woman. A dog has habits. There's no bad dogs. It's only bad lead. Now it's kind of different with we humans, but there's no bad dogs, only bad owners. You hear that, right? So let's say you get the same woman. My woman cleans for me. She cooks for me. She's growing. She's doing right in her business. She's moving around and positioning herself to get opportunities. And you know, she also comes home. She feels safe. She does all. You know, she's open. She's childish with me. She's doing all these things. You can have that same woman with you. That woman is firm. She's always, you know, challenging you. She's always, you know, she cooks, but she cooks with an attitude. She always has an attitude. You know, this you got the same kind of woman, but we get different kind of women because of the way she connects to you. And this is the difference. So, with that being said, bro, I want y'all to really start really identifying with that, bro. Like, not every man can be this way. I always tell dudes all the time, not every man can really get that enjoyment out of a woman. They can't. And yeah, a woman gonna be a woman. She's gonna fuck up sometimes. But it's like, it shouldn't be a constant thing. It shouldn't be a revelation of like, oh, this is who she is. No, it's not. If she that, and that's, I'm gonna be real. A lot of women shouldn't even be getting chosen. I'm gonna be real. I say that all the time. A lot of dudes be choosing these women that ain't shit, and they shouldn't even be chosen. But I digress. Let's go on with this conversation.
Employee dropped out of nowhere. Now I gotta find another to replace, or whatever your situation is when you're fighting the world and you're hunting, and your woman does some bullshit, and your central nervous system can't handle it. What do I mean? Your woman is constantly looking to feel your depth, your congruency, your consistency, and that you can contain her. I've said this before. Femininity is wild. It's radiance. Picture femininity as white water, rapid white water, waves, just crashing and slashing everywhere. And our job as the divine masculine is to be that rock, just sturdy, not trying to contain her, not even trying to move her, but just being that rock that she could slam her chaos into, and she can't move you. And so what I mean by your woman always, you know, needs to be mad at you, or not always, but needs to be mad at you, is that when she slams those waves into you, she's gonna be angry. She's gonna be frustrated even that she can't move you. And she might even say things like, you need to lighten up, or you need to be this with me. But while she's saying that, she's deeply stimulated. And so as I was talking to my pops about, you know, how he pushes my stepmom's buttons, you know, I told him, wow, it's funny that, you know, we've never had this conversation before, but I've learned this in my own trial and error of dealing with women as I've lived across the world and dealt with different women in different cultures and just different failures and miscalculations that I've done in my own personal sexual life. And so your woman has to be mad at you. She can't be happy all the time. There's times where you have to know, as a leader, you have to know your woman's nature better than her. You have to know when to introduce a little bit of tension. Because the delicate dance that a lot of men still don't understand, regardless of if they're in their 40s, 50s, 30s. I mean, I've serviced clients who were 62, in their 60s, early 60s, who still didn't grasp this material. Clients who were in the 50s who didn't grasp this material. Killers in business, though, absolute leaders and killers in business, but couldn't lead the household properly. And so this part of their life was not integrated as a man. That dance is, you have to understand, you have to keep your woman to a place to where, yes, she feels loved. She feels seen because of your depth as a man. She feels respected. But then also, she's always looking up to you, adoring you, and wondering if she is enough for you, always seeking your approval. I've said this in countless...
I say this shit, bro, he's saying some real shit. Gotta get credit where credit due. I say that shit all the time. I literally writing a book, and I said that I literally wrote this in my book. Literally wrote this in my book and said, a woman has to somewhere feel like she's not enough for you. Like, she has to always feel like, I'm not enough. I gotta do more. She has to always feel that way. And guess what, bro? The thing is that it's true. A woman ain't enough. One woman isn't enough. One woman isn't enough. She's not. I'm gonna be 100% real. Just listen. This is the reason why a woman will never feel like they're enough. Ever. It's not even that you treat her right, you fuck her right, you do. She will never feel like she's enough because she secretly wants to be your world. But the fact that you are her world, and the fact that you have so much power over her world, and you get to do whatever you want, and you have this life that you have that you fully enjoy, she's consistently comparing herself to you. She's not ever gonna feel like she's enough. That's how she's supposed to feel. A dog, that's why I be comparing women to dogs, bro. Like, a dog is gonna do whatever it gotta do to get that treat. If it don't get that treat, it feel like it fucked up. It feel like a way, you know, do whatever it gotta do to get that treat. And you are the treat. This is what I'm trying to get. I'm trying to get y'all motherfuckers. Really, it's like if y'all step into this, yes, you're gonna get called toxic. You'll get called a lot of shit, but you are a man. Like this is what it is. Like it's gonna be so much peace, and you're gonna have so much control. You're gonna have so much understanding. It's gonna be literally be like your realm has little to no chaos, because you are in control. And this is the difference. When a woman's in control, you feel like you are in constant fucking chaos. Like it's dead ass how. So I'm trying to get y'all to understand, bro. Y'all say y'all want peace. Y'all say y'all want to do things the right way, but the right way is not supposed to be right to everybody in society. Like I say this shit all the time, bro. Because when a woman feel like she's not enough, she does whatever she has to do to get you. And that's where you want to be. You want to be in a position where the woman is doing whatever she has to do to get you. That's where she's letting go. This is where she becomes vulnerable. This is where she feels safe. Cause she understands, bro. Like when she can like confess to herself that she's not enough. Oh my God. I don't even know. Like, I wonder if I'm enough. And then she confessed that, and she's like, I just had to learn to be comfortable with this. When she confessed that to herself, bro, she gotta realize she's becoming more secure within herself. Dead ass. Cause she knows she's accepting who she is. like y'all be trying to like basically like cater to the woman feeling is like if you doing that, you dead at you fucking up. Like, cause you catering to how she feel. Now you saying she is enough. She not enough. And she never will be.
Videos. A woman is best in relationship when she is seeking the approval of her man.
I say that shit.
When she's constantly looking to get
shit all the fucking time, bro. I say that shit all the time, bro.
Better, because you at the zenith, you at the apex of the relationship and of the household, by or through exemplification, is always getting better and striving. This is why I always tell you guys, it's not enough to have the money. A lot of you guys have money, cool. A lot of you guys are savages in business. A lot of you guys have a nice physique. A lot of you guys are competent. A lot of you guys are intelligent. That's not enough. Those are only surface levels to yourself as a man. You have to be able to step into your depth, full integration across all facets, and understand yourself so that you can live in your authenticity and drop.
Hey, I ain't gonna lie. Listen. Hey, he know what the fuck he talking about. Hey, listen, he know what the fuck he talking about, bro. He know what he talking about. I give it to him. He's saying something. He know what the fuck he talking about, bro.
The mask. A lot of you competent men are very performative. You're performative in the workspace. You're performative in how you deal with women. You go into sexual interactions thinking about, oh my gosh, I have to make her come. I have to do that. You're performative. Obviously, you want to pleasure your woman. Yes, nothing wrong with that. But when you put all this pressure on yourself to perform, you're moving out of yourself.
Facts.
You're not fully being yourself. You're not fully rooted. And so you have to learn how to have this delicate balance and keep your woman in this sweet threshold of being able to lead her in multiple different ways. Not just, making her fit, right? Sexy. We know that us men are very visual. Yes, you want your woman to be sexy. I have a client who I onboarded last week, and he's a trader. He's a mentor to, I think he has a trading community of over 1,000 students. The guy's very bright, very intelligent, very smart, right? Makes money, but he's not happy with his woman's physical state. And I said, well, that's a reflection of your leadership. You're in shape, you train, right? So these things matter. If you're not happy with your woman, you got to look at yourself. The same way, if you're not happy with your business, or if your business income is stuck or stagnant, there's a blockage internally, because this life is just a mirror of who you are and who you are accepting to be. I mean, let's talk about it. What is identity? Identity is who you perceive to be, who you think you are. Simple. It's who you think you are. And then by the actions that you take daily, you confirm whether you are who you think you are or not. And so we talk about business here. We talk about congruency. We talk about energetics. We talk about identity. We talk about childhood trauma and the shadow work and all these different things that are very prominent to us having a complete, fulfilled life as men. You have to know how to handle your woman. And she's gonna be mad at you. Can you handle that tension? Can you handle that pressure? Or do you get frustrated? I was talking with a homie yesterday during our workout session, and he was telling me how he went on a double date with his girl and his other homie and his girl. And his girl and my homie's girl was just starting issues. They were just walking, and all of a sudden she said, "I want to go home." Well, my friend got frustrated. I mean, who wouldn't, right? You're on a double date with some friends having a good time, and all of a sudden your chick just stops walking and says, "I want to go home," like a kid, like a literal child. And so what she ends up doing is just taking a Uber home while my friend was going to get some food. I would be pissed off personally of that. And I understood. So when he got home, they ended up getting into an argument, and he lost his cool and slammed the door. Well, when you lose your cool with a woman, you're showing that in some way she has dominion over your emotions.
Right.
So these are all things that we got to understand. Your woman will always try to get under your skin.
That's the thing, though. That's the thing about I always tell dudes like that, is that you shouldn't even, like, when you see that she has dominion and you see that she has influence the way you feel, see it. Like, don't reject it. Don't say, "I want to get back at her." Don't say that I'm mad because she do it. Don't say none of that. Just see it and change it. It's because of something that you're thinking. It's because the way you see it. You might see her as a woman that you see, that you know, this is how my woman should act in the future. This is how the woman should be doing this, how the woman should be doing that. You relinquish control in the way you see things. This is how it should be. No. You make it that. And if she is not willing to make those changes, she's not that woman, which also should distort your way you see her. Because if she don't make those changes, the way that you see her should change. If you thinking, "Oh, it's not my responsibility," it is your responsibility. She's supposed to already be doing this. She's supposed to know this, but you haven't spoken about it and you haven't made corrections within her, and you spoke, or let's say you have spoke about it and she didn't make the corrections. It's time for you to let her go. It's time for you to understand that you gave this woman the wrong role. This woman is not meant for that role. She's showing you who she is, but also by you seeing the way you feel, you give yourself more understanding to see, okay, I actually can control this situation. Now that I have control over myself, let me see the way she reacts to my control. Some women, they get mad. Some women, they don't want to deal with you no more. Some women, they fall in line. All you're doing is positioning yourself to see who the fuck she is. The moment you see who she is, you move accordingly.
Why? Especially if you cohabitate, especially if you've been in a long-term relationship, she sees all sides of you. Sides that you can't hide when you're just spinning plates. Sides that you can't just hide when you have your rotation and the connection is, not deep. It's not profound. And this is also why I say, honestly, being able to lead a successful relationship and a successful family is far more challenging than just having a rotation of hoes. And to be honest, I think it's far more respectable. Now, this is coming from a man who loves women, and I've had rotations, and I love multiple women, being candid. But just being honest, leading a relationship is far more difficult because you can't hide. A lot of competent, strong men right? They can hide because they're so competent. You're intelligent and you're respected. The world respects you. And so you lean on that for an ego boost. That's what gives you confidence through your competency, which is valid because you've had to become competent. You've had to prove to yourself through your actions. But that's only one layer of yourself. Even the most competent man has several different layers that he can step into to fully integrate his identity. This shit runs deep, fellas. And so when you look at your woman or when you look at your life, it's a direct exemplification of who you are. How does your woman represent you, right? When your woman challenges you, do you lose your cool? Do you raise your voice? Do you snap? Nah. Your woman has to be mad at you for her to feel alive. Let her be mad. Be able to play with her. My woman was mad at me this week for some shit. Okay, cool. I just let her sit down and talk. I let her talk, and then I made a joke. And she tried so hard to not crack a smile. She was so angry and frustrated that in the midst of her anger,
listen,
I could
they can't help but laugh and smile when they really like you, bro. When you really standing on your square, when you really about what you about and you believe in what you say, bro, and they just, because you realize, bro, they be saying a bunch of hoopla. It be a bunch of hoopla. And as through time, it take repetition. It's going to be a time where she going to be confessing so much to you, and you just going to be joking around, and she's going to laugh, and then she going to try to, stop herself. Because you know at the end of the day, it's like, you can leave, but you ain't. You can do this. You can be mad. You can try to hold a grudge, but you're not. You're not. And this is performative. Keep in mind, this is how the woman's supposed to act. But a lot of times the dudes act performative. But this is a woman being performative, by the way. But listen, bro, that's all I got for y'all, bro. This is a good video, bro. This dude know what the fuck he talking about, man. But I'm gonna see y'all when I see y'all, man. Peace.